Alright, I've got a Skidmore condensate pump removal here I had to do. I thought the thing was bound up at the motor. When I took an old one apart, I realized that this was rubbing on that. But once I took this out, it spins free and easy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clean that up, put a new gasket on, my gasket is just an old Garlock gasket. I'm going to just clean that crap up with a file. But I want to throw a shout out to Steve Lav for an awesome frickin' idea. When he did that fuel oil valve change out and he put a vacuum on the vent on the fuel oil tank and it didn't leak, this sucker here right now is full of condensate up to here. I've got my vacuum cleaner on the vent pipe, and that son of a gun looks like it's been drained out dry. So Steve, I want to give you a thanks for that tech tip, man. That's awesome. So I'm not going to be able to do this take and film of it, but what I'm going to do is, this is already cleaned up. I'll dress it up a little bit, but I'm mainly going to clean that up right there. Get some of the boogers off of there, and like that guy right there. See how he's right here. Now you can see it. Get some of those guys out of the way and free it up. That way when it starts up again, it'll have free spin and it won't sound like the bearing's going out on it. But I wanted to show you that. I didn't know, I've never ran across that before, and I didn't realize, I thought it was the motor was going bad, and ended up the impeller is just dragging on the volute. So that's a Skidmore condensate tank. Other brands, Hoffman's, are probably the same way. So I'm going to get to it, and thanks again, Steve, for that tech tip. It's working out like a champ. Alright, I didn't take that gasket off because the gasket had no damage to it. So I'm taking a chance. I've got the motor back on. Got it tightened down. The only thing I've got to do after I turn the vacuum off, so I got to tighten that back up. And that, when you open it up, when it runs, it takes the condensate and actually helps cool down the bearing, the little seal that's down in there. Not the bearing, but the seal. So that's what that little assembly for. Some have it, some don't. I'm going to tighten that up. In fact, I got that shut off, so it shouldn't leak. I'm going to go ahead and shut off the vacuum cleaner and let's see what happens. Yeah, see, that didn't shut off all the way on the thing, so we're good. It's not leaking on the gasket. Get that started. It doesn't take much to tighten it up. Kind of a tight spot. Okay, starting to get snug. It's not leaking. think it's good, guys. Open this back up. Of course, a lot of good it did. Thought I had it shut off. What I get for thinking. There we go. At least I know it's got flow. There we go. And the gasket's not leaking because it wasn't damaged, so it's all good. Now to try it out. Let's see if it sounds as bad as it did while ago. I've got these pumps on a manual lead lag. It's a poor man's lead lag system. I actually put a 3-way switch in here. It's a 115 motor. Right now I got it on the other pump. As you can see, when I want pump 2 to run on the bottom, and I want pump 1 to run, the one I just put back in, that's on the top. I'll turn it on to pump 1, see what it sounds like. Oh my goodness. Quiet as can be. That little bit of stalagmite that was growing out on that volute was causing that to rub against the impeller, causing all my noise. So don't assume the motor's bad on one of these guys if you hear a noise on something like this. Just remember that crud builds up on that cast iron volute. Take it apart, clean it up, put it back together. Now I got to double check and make sure everything's tight. Make sure I'm not leaking. And looky there. She wasn't near as tight as I thought she was. That was pretty loose, actually. Thought I had it snugged up really good. Of course, now my little valve there is leaking. There. Got it to quit. See if that tacking is adjustable. But there you go. Condensate pump fix. Take it apart, make sure the volute assembly is clean, and make sure your motor is actually the thing causing the problem, which in this case it wasn't. It was the volute rubbing against the impeller. Thanks for watching, guys.